Hey everyone, it's me, Randy Liu. I just recently woke up, late registered for another WCOOP, WCOOP 52, $215 big ante tournament. And since I just woke up, I figure I have a little bit less tournaments going on, so I could do a live commentary on this one, which will be a little bit different, and that'll be nice, I suppose. I'll record a little bit of footage. Hopefully I don't bust, so it can last a little bit longer. But I might just stop at any time when it gets a little too hectic or whatever. In the $215 big ante tournament, I've late registered, and there's only 1,144 players left out of 2,000. The first prize is 69K and 288 players cash for $346. Now, this tournament, there's the main adjustment is going to be the blinds. There's more antes in this tournament, so I'm definitely going to want to play more hands, and I'm going to want to raise a little bit more because the tighter I play, the more I'm going to eat up by the blinds, and that's going to be a little bit tough on me. I'm just eating up all the blinds. I'll just blind out a lot faster than normal. Also, when I'm playing from the big blind or small blind, I'm gonna have odds to call out of the big blind and small blind a whole lot more, and it's just because the antes are so big. Now, normally, the antes in a pot, I think it's a lot less. I don't know what it is exactly, but like the total of this is usually not more than both the big blinds. Usually like the big blind size or something like that. So we're getting like almost two extra big blinds in the pot. So when people min raise, which has become the standard in this tournament, just in tournaments in general, even though this player is not doing it, you're just getting such good odds. Whereas a lot of players who are playing a lot of tournament players, they don't necessarily call too much from the big blind, even when it's min raise. And when it's enemies, it's definitely more so you're more allowed to do so. But when it's big ante tournament, you're allowed to do it extremely more, so much more. It's a pretty big adjustment that you need to make if to play optimally, at least in my opinion. So you'll definitely see me call a lot more. However, I did enter this tournament late, and the blinds were quite large. And I started 5,000 chips. I already lost a little bit, but so I'm not gonna have as big of a stack to play as loosely. But I still have a playable stack at the moment at the 150 level. I've got like 20, 7, 8 big blinds. So yeah, I am playing some other tournaments on the side at the moment, so I am a little distracted, but I am concentrating the commentary on the $215 big ante. I might look tired to you guys. If I do or sound like it, it's because I am. So after I record this, I will be uploading, so you'll probably see it the same day as the tournament's happening. Some chance that I'll still be in and you can still rail me. But WCOOP is still haven't been going so well for me. It's last time I told you I only had one cash out of like 16 events. I told you I played a couple more since then. I haven't cashed since then either. But I try to look at the big picture. I'm not trying to min cash. I'm trying to win the tournament. So even though I'm going to be losing a lot of these tournaments, when I finally do get a deep run, it'll be for a big score, I hope, since I'm playing to win it out. Because if we're just trying to min cash all day, it's just not possible to win. So I got pocket fives here. I'm coming for a min raise. I know players have a lot of odds, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to make the right adjustment to be calling a lot more. So I'm fine with min raising. I'll try to click as little as I can because I know it's loud. Um, so I got re-raised here. He's re-raising small. He's definitely willing to get it, and I doubt he's ever bluffing because of my stack size. And this guy, he's gonna call a lot at least, given it's only 490 more chips to him, and he's got a huge stack. Whereas for me, 490 more chips is a lot. I have to go all in or fold. So I'm gonna, I still have a playable stack, even when I fold. I'm gonna fold here. Um, and because I know he's willing to get in with me, it must mean he has a strong range of like stronger pocket. I mean, any pocket pairs definitely has me crushed, and he's probably got like good aces, so ace king, ace queen, and ace jack maybe. And against that range, I'm very crushed. And plus, I have to worry about the other guy waking up a hand in case he's trying to slow play me, in case I jam there and just get in really bad. And also, I have a reasonable stack to continue playing with, so that's why I made the fold. You could debate that I could just fold that pre-flop, which is probably okay too. Um, I just decided to open that time. In terms of the players, I don't know any of these players besides Jovial Gent. Jovial Gent's it's a monster. That's Yevgeny Timoshenko. He's a very good player. If you follow the tournament scene on, he's won lots of big tournaments. He's probably one of the most respected tournament players in online history, as well as live. He's done very well as well. I think he's won like some other WCOOP maybe and like EPTs. But you know, he's here. Sometimes you just gotta acknowledge someone's good, and then you just gotta play your best. Even if you think they're better than you, you can't step away from the table just because they're there. So just play your best. Here with the Jack 10 offsuit. I'm gonna try and raise this. I really need some blinds. And I have too big of a stack to just open shove in my opinion. So I'm gonna raise. I could limp, but I feel like if I limp, he's just gonna raise me no matter what because of my stack size. He can put so much pressure. His stack size. I mean, raising's not the best either because he can put so much pressure on me. But I haven't been paying attention to his player, and he hasn't paid attention to me, so it doesn't necessarily mean that he knows what's going on. So here I've got top two pair. I'm gonna bet because I'm just gonna do a standard continuation bet. There's so many draws out there too that he can put me on, or he could have. So I don't necessarily want to give a free card away. I think by checking it, it looks a little obvious that I might have hit something on there too. So I'm just gonna muck like I did. So here, okay, the guy 3x's, seems like 3x is very popular here. And this guy flat calls. When he flat calls with such a big stack, I think his range is a lot wider. And he would have thought about it if he had a big hand at least, to slow play. I've got pocket sevens. It does very well in all-in situations, and I think even if I don't think I'm gonna have to go in a lot. Like I don't think I'm gonna call a lot, but I'm gonna take it down a lot. And yeah, like I said, I don't think he has a strong hand. He had pocket fours there, especially with the snap call. I thought he had like a little pair, or he had like suited connectors, or like some Broadway type hands. That's not gonna call a lot of times. But my point is, I have pocket sevens, and my gainer connection is a little laggy, so like it'll pause a lot like this. So sorry about that. With the pocket sevens, I have a good equity when called. So like anytime someone has like a big ace, I have a whenever someone has a big ace, like really big aces, obviously. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm always gonna be flipping at least, and then sometimes you're gonna call with worse, with what just happened. And it's a little bit different than a pocket five situation because I'm the aggressor. In the pocket five situation, I didn't think I had any fold equity if I ever went all in right there because of the re-raise situation. Whereas here I am the re-raiser, so I have the fold equity. I'm the one making people fold. And I think that in this situation, especially with their big stacks, that they're going to be playing loosely, and I'm going to take down the pot a lot. Even if I take down a pot a lot, there was what 450, 450. 150. So that's what 1050 plus like 75, like 1100, and there's like 270 in antes. That's $1,300. 1,300 chips in straight pickup if everyone fold. If they fold, and that's really big for me. If I only had 4,000 chips to pick up 1,300 chips, I don't know what the percentage is. It's pretty good though. Uh, so for me, that was a very standard shove, and I like it a lot. And now that I've got some chips, I'm gonna put up the aggression and see how they react. If I start getting messed around a lot, I'm either going to adjust by 4-betting them if they have the appropriate stack, or I'm going to just not raise as often pre-flop. That's my way to tend to go with things, at least. It's kind of amazing a little bit how much more you can pay attention to what's going on when you're just. I'm not one tabling right now, but because I'm making a video, I'm just concentrating so much more energy onto it. I can see a lot more things, so it kind of goes to show one tabling does help a lot less tables. PSO, in case you're wondering what that is Poker School Online. I think it's pokerschoolonline.com. Sometimes they have instructional videos on there. Sometimes they make some on there. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. There's other Team PokerStars pros who make videos on there too. So if that interests you at all, pokerschoolonline.com. Check it out. Uh, um, so I'm quite fortunate that I've got some action going on, given the short-ish amount of time I've been playing and having card dead, so that's good. I'm probably going to run this for a little bit longer and then call it a video and upload it, and then you guys can rail me. I'm going to use this feature, which is the instant hand interruption. On here you can, I'll show you. You can click, and so that last hand I just won, we can go here, and we click this, boom player, and then we go share on boom. And what this does is it brings up my hands. Oops, it's making a sound, but it brings up my hands to boom player, and it's for you guys to see. And the link to that, I'll share with you later in a second after I click all this stuff. Hold on. Is a www.boomplayer/u/nanonoko, and on Boom Player I share like a lot of hands that I play, a lot of big hands I play, especially in the WCOOP. Usually, especially my bust out hands usually. So you can check those out there, and follow my Twitter and Facebook, which I sometimes post those hands on there as well. Let's see what he's talking about. A hard came 12. Oh, that's nice. Congrats. Had to time out other player on tables because I wasn't paying attention. I'm real thirsty actually. I don't know why. I must say though, this Ig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nice name. He's doing a little bit unusual things. One, he's making a 3x preflop, and when he's 3-betting Jovial Gent, who's got a small stack, he's making it really big. Even though he's still got 2 players behind him who've got very huge stacks. So I'm gonna take note of that and adjust accordingly. So we got this guy who just flat called his 3-bet, and now it's check raising. He must have a big pair here, or he flopped a set of 10s, in my opinion, to call that. I'm more likely to have an overpair. I was trying to trap. And, you know, this guy 3-bet, and he bet the flop on that kind of numbered flop, and he just folded. So it kind of shows he's playing a little loose, I suppose, or he could be playing like his ace king, ace queen very strongly. So I am going to be in a big blind next. Maybe I'll get the opportunity to show you that I can play a lot more loosely. For a min raise, I would probably call this ace-7 offsuit, even though it's such a raggedy hand, given the odds here. You know, I'm getting, what, 660 in the pot, is that right? 660 in the pot. They're going to make it 400, so that's going to be calling call 200 to win 1,000 a pot. What is that? It's a lot. So I'm getting really good odds there to call. But they're making it 3x, and with 3x raise, I'm not going to mess around with that. Getting a lot less. Yeah, 4-to-1 odds is really good. When you flop a pair and hold them, like 30-something%, I think. So that's always nice. But yeah, min raise, like Jovial Gent, I think he's the type of player that would min raise. I'd call him probably with a7 offsuit. But with his stack size that small, I might not call, but you know, I still might call, just given such good odds. And the thing is, I play, at least in my opinion, I think I play pretty decently post flop. So I'm going to be able to get away with that a lot more than some of the other tournament players. A lot of tournament players are very strong in pre-flop play. They know how to maneuver very well pre-flop. So, but with post-flop, they might not be as experienced. It's just because you know the stack sizes are smaller in general. You're just not going to be able to see as many post-flop situations. So that's something I like to try and take advantage of, given I'm a cash game player. So this guy just jams. It seems like he might be on tilt or something, but I don't really want to call off 30 big blinds with ace-10 offsuit, which still might be behind. If it was a situation where I knew I was flipping, I'd probably take it. But that one, I didn't know if I was flipping. And I don't know if I was ever just straight out ahead. Maybe he's shoving like 10 jack or something. I don't know. It's a little too much of a risk for me right there. It's been 18 minutes. You know, if it's boring you, let me know. If you like it, let me know. YouTube comments, Twitter, Facebook, let me know. I like that kind of thing. Just want to play a couple more hands at least, and then I'll probably call it a video. Oops. Why did I flip on accident? Something I did, if you recently noticed, a lot of times when I make videos, I have that hyper simple blue background, but I just figured out this thing right here. It's got its table themes beta, and you can choose like your background color and stuff like that. So I'm trying the silver one, and you can choose a lot more deck of cards these days. It's kind of cool feature. I never knew about this, or I never paid attention to it. But you can also change the felt color. And I'm trying out the silver one, so maybe in future videos you're gonna see me play on different colors until I find out the one I really like. Check it out. It's just a little symbol right here. In terms of WCOOPs though, hold on. I was gonna say the main tournament I really want to play is the main event, $5,200. So here I'm gonna, I'm gonna flat call, and it's a little bit marginal because these two stacks right here are really small stacks and they can easily go all in. But I haven't seen them do anything, So I think they might just not be going to be shoving that light. So I think I can get away with calling and playing a pawn position against this player. And this hand flops very well, playing in position, and I've got reasonable stack. I think I can get away with this. But if I was playing against a lot of players who I thought were going to be playing real aggressive with their small stack right there, then I wouldn't call because I wouldn't be able to call an all in against the small stack shove or just jack high. But that flop was so raggedy that I couldn't rep much, so I just folded. And he's gonna be raising a lot of hands that can connect, just have a pocket pair that it's probably not gonna fold on later streets, etc., etc. So I got all in here. Jovial Gent gets crushed by the ace-9. See, Jovial Gent's a player, like, if he was in this blinds with that kind of stack, I would just muck with the jack-9 earlier. I'll probably give it until I get to the big blind or small blind or with a button or something like that, and then I'll call it a session. King 6 offsuit, then I muck that. I'll say like my kind of strategy, at least for these just tournaments in general, MTTs, it's kind of like more of like a solid strategy, but I choose my spots well. At least that's the strategy I'm going for at the moment. It kind of suits me well. And I can choose when to bluff timely. Instead of being one of those players that raise every single hand, it's a little bit harder to control what's going on with that. So I prefer to play like this solid kind of style. At least at the moment, that's what I like to do. So this guy, yeah, he's just going all in 30 big blinds, and we're gonna see what he's got this time. And he's got pocket eights, so he's just shoving real big. He's out of the tournament. I mean, it's not bad to shove there, but he does still have a lot of big play with 30 big blinds. But I'm sure it's not in a vacuum. It's probably plus EV for him to just shove 30 big blinds there. What's more plus EV, I don't know, but on what he could have did pre-flop. So it's not the end of the world there, because you're just going to get a lot of folds anyways. But 30 big blinds is a lot to risk. So Jovial Gent's shoving here from the cutoff. And he's got a ace high, which is actually in good shape. But gets sucked out on river. Change tables here. I'm gonna follow through with what I said. I'm gonna wait until I get to my button and call it a video. So let's see. I'm gonna min raise. It's near the end of the video. I'll play a little looser. Getting a little more spots for you guys. Plus we've got 3 big stacks here and 2 small stacks. So 3 big stacks, those are ones we're not going to be shoving as light. I'm going to continuation bet here. About 3x on 3x big blinds. In cash games you are going to be betting bigger in general, but with the antes you can get away with, it's okay to bet smaller, give yourself better odds, and plus in tournament sizing you can bet smaller in general, you can get away with it because you only have so much of a stack size anyways. So here it looks like we might have an interesting situation coming up. Okay, ace queen offsuit. I just got to this table and I've got 46 big blinds effective pre-flop. Definitely not folding, at least call. If I 4-bet here, I'm going to have to call it off and get it in. And I just got this table, so I don't really know much about these players. So it's going to be a pretty big assumption for me to be able to get this in. I think if I 4-bet, I will take it down a lot pre-flop though too. And I really don't like 4-bet folding such a hand strong as ace-queen, because he could be doing this with a lot of worse hands, like or just flipping hands like jack-jack or something. So ace-queen does play very well post-flop. You know, it's a strong, when you flop something, you flop well. I'm gonna try and do that, and play this pot like a little bit smaller, or accordingly. Now, here with the ace-queen, I don't flop. I flop okay because I don't have backdoor. And he bets a little bit big. It's really a sticky situation for me, actually. But I'm gonna at least PL1 and decide on the turn. Kind of sucks because I don't have much information about this player. But now turn is a backdoor. Okay, he checks it back. I wonder if I can bluff at this pot. So let's see. What does he have? I still have showdown value. Would he bet like an ace-queen, ace-10, club, random club here? On a flop. I'm gonna turn my hand to bluff. This is an interesting situation. He's checked it back so fast. I'm gonna do that. I think I can represent a lot of clubs here if I check calling a flop. There's not a lot of hands I'm turning into a bluff in his eyes, at least. Like, does he think I think he thinks, especially tournament players think that I'm in yeah, I think like tournament players, they don't focus too much on turning hands into bluff. They're more like showdown value. They're just gonna go for it. So me check call with a float, we just get a little bit unheard of. You know, I'm gonna go a little bit more action, follow right to rush. But so I decided to bluff there, and he snap checked so fast that I thought maybe he had a hand that was better than mine, so that he liked on the flop, but not on the river. And a lot of tournament players don't like to make big calls with like non-club hands on 4 flushes, at least in my opinion. Whereas I might not be able to get away with that in the cash game if I just check it. It was an interesting hand actually. There's probably more to say about it. Yeah, it was an interesting hand. So we're getting really good odds here with the king jack here. But him shoving is so strong too. But there's so much dead money in this pot. I might just jam on this and just reshove everyone else out of the pot. Take all the dead money and even if I'm not flipping, I'll go all this dead money. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't think these two players behind me are going to be flatting big hands with their stack sizes. So, well, I guess I didn't get it in good. But I guess if he's shoving king queen, he's definitely going to be shoving little pairs here and like some ace x's that even though I'm going to be behind, or sometimes I'm going to be ahead, there's that extra 400 here, 400 here, so that's 800, 309, sorry, 800 plus 300, 1100 plus 1460 in the pot, plus my 400. That's like almost 2K in there, and he's making it 2K more. I was getting really good odds, and the reason I shoved there was that I wanted to push out these guys for sure. If I just call, one of these guys might get feisty with the little pair and think I'm calling. Just to only call him and then make me fold my hand for the other 50 big blinds. I just wanted to just kind of like guarantee they were going to muck that hand right there. So that's why I did the reshove. I didn't think they were ever calling, and I was correct on that. I did, however, get it in bad, but it's okay. Because when I see situations like that where I can just pick up so many chips, or like it puts me in it's a really good scenario for me to, because of all the extra dead money and chips. I like to try and take those situations. They're good for me. Now, let's say the same situation happened, but there's no other players in the pot. I might not call because there's just less money, less chips in the pot. And plus, when he shoved, the players behind him already folded, so I know I didn't have to worry about the big blind or the small blind waking up in hand because they already folded. So that was okay for me. Yeah, sorry about my connection. It's really awful these days. So I'm gonna play two more hands and then we'll go from there. 5-2 offsuit. I'm just gonna muck. Even fold to me, I'm just gonna fold, not mess around with the low stack. My hand is too weak, and I've played with this player recently, and I remember him being competent. So he's gonna have a pretty good calling range if I just shove into him, and I'll be in a really bad situation. Just as we wind down, it's been 31 minutes. Hopefully you guys liked this video. Let me know if you did. I enjoyed making this video for you guys, and a little change up with the live commentary here. But maybe that'll change up my results. So I'm just gonna mug this hand. I don't want to work. This guy's competent, reshoving stack. Don't want to raise too loosely on the button in that situation. So thanks, guys. I'm gonna wave. I'll see you guys later, and you guys know where to follow me. I'm gonna try to make some more videos in the next day or so. So look for that on my YouTube, and also you can follow me on my social media to look for those updates. Thanks, guys.